Primary 6 Listening Comprehension Practice. Listening Comprehension Practice for Primary 6. Instructions to teachers. Before you begin this practice listening exercise, please check that the volume of the speaker is audible to all your students. Adjust the volume of the speaker to ensure that all your students are comfortable with the level of volume.
Instructions to students. In this practice listening exercise, you'll hear 7 passages in total. You will hear each passage twice. In the question paper, you'll see the questions and 3 options for each question. Only one of the 3 options is the correct or the best answer. Choose the option which you think is the correct or best answer, then put a tick in the box next to the option you have chosen as your answer. You will now hear 15 seconds of music before the exercise begins.
Listen to passage 1. Then answer questions 1 and 2. Sean, you wanted to know how to bake a banana cake, right?
Yes, Mom. Are we going to do it now?
Yes. First, the ingredients we need: ripe yellow bananas, flour, butter, baking powder, brown sugar, and some spice.
What spice is that?
It's called cinnamon. It will add a nice flavor to the cake.
Oh, I like cinnamon. Can we make some cinnamon tea to go with the cake?
Oh yes. Now let's bake the cake. First, you break open the eggs like this into the mixing bowl. Now, we have to beat the eggs like this until you see bubbles. Next, you add the brown sugar and then continue to beat until the mixture looks fluffy. There, you see how it looks?
It looks kind of foamy.
Yes. See the tiny bubbles in the egg and the sugar mixture?
Yes.
They will make the cake moist and light. Now, you add the mashed bananas, then the melted butter and the flour, and finally a little baking powder. Mix the ingredients gently. Pour the ingredients into the pan and put the pan in the oven. Very soon, we'll have a delicious banana cake.
I can't wait to taste it.
Let's make the cinnamon tea now while the cake bakes in the oven.
Question 1. Which picture shows the first ingredients used with some of the other ingredients in the baking process? Question 2. What did Sean's mother do first when she started with the ingredients?
Listen to passage 2. Then answer questions 3 and 4. And now for the traffic situation on the roads. Traffic on the Eastern Highway is smooth this afternoon. In the evening, however, there will be roadworks on the highway from 5 p.m. to midnight. Motorists are advised to avoid this highway during this period. After the heavy flood this morning on Seward Highway, the situation has improved. But there is traffic congestion here as the debris from the flood is being cleared by workers. On Sunset Boulevard, a huge tree has fallen across the road and the road is temporarily closed to traffic until further notice. We will keep you updated on the situation there. As road works are being carried out along Northwest Highway, motorists are advised to drive with care and adhere to all traffic signs. Please drive with care and consideration for all road users. We leave you with that friendly reminder. We will be back again to update you on the traffic situation on our roads. Stay tuned.
Question 3. Which picture shows the road the motorists were advised to avoid? Question 4. Based on what you heard, which picture shows the congested highway? Listen to passage 3, then answer questions 5 and 6. We will be going on a nature tour tomorrow. I will tell you what we will do during the outing. All of us must be in school by 7:30 a.m. Our bus will leave at 7:45 a.m. sharp. Now, look at the map I've given you. Our bus will arrive at the visitor center at about 9:15 a.m., where we will have a short briefing and watch a 10-minute video about the places we will be visiting. From there, we will take a 30-minute train ride to Faber train station. The train journey will be a scenic one where you will come across a bridge over a river. The train will stop on the bridge for about 5 minutes when we can see a variety of fish swimming in the river. Once we alight from the train, the group leaders, please make sure everyone in your group is with you on the platform. If not, inform me or any one of the teachers immediately. From the train station, we will take a walk to the 150 meters tall central tower. For the top level of the tower, we can see all the places we will be visiting. After about 45 minutes, we will walk back to the station for another train ride to the park known as Park by the Forest. Here, we will have a guide telling us about some of the herbs grown in the park. There are benches in the park where you could rest before we move on. After about 45 minutes in the park, we will move on to the forest through a path lined with some old trees. In the forest, we will see some wild plants and flowers. There could be animals such as monkeys, squirrels, and birds. Do not disturb them or feed them, and no plucking of flowers. I will tell you what we will do in the forest when we are there. After the forest, we will walk back to the visitor center where our bus will be waiting for us. We should be back in school by 5 o'clock.
Question 5. Referring to the map above, which location would be visited by the students twice? Question 6. Which two paths would the students and their teachers have to take to reach the park from the visitor center?
Listen to passage 4, Then answer questions 7 and 8.
Good morning, boys and girls. Today we will listen to a recording of a part of a talk given by a professor of the English language. Let's all listen now.
Good day, everyone. My talk is on English proverbs. First of all, what is a proverb? It is an idea that is expressed cleverly in a few words. The ideas are traditionally held truth or a piece of advice based on common sense or experience. I'm sure you would have heard of a few proverbs. Here is a common one. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Simply means that the eating of fruits maintains good health. It probably originated in Wales, a country in the United Kingdom. Another common proverb, don't cry over spilt milk, is used to advise someone who regrets what had been done that resulted in something not good. It means it is no use regretting something that has already happened and which cannot be undone. When a student says, "If only I had studied harder, I would have passed the test." But the test is over, and the results are known and nothing can be done about it. So we should correct ourselves and look forward to success instead of thinking about what has happened. The next proverb is, actions speak louder than words. It means doing what one says is more important than just speaking about it. Something similar to these words was spoken in the Parliament of Britain in the year 1628 by a man named John Pym. He used the words, actions are more precious than words. Alright, students, we'll stop the recording here. Get into your groups to discuss the 3 proverbs now. Question 7. The students were listening to a professor. Question 8. Based on your listening, which of the following is true?
Listen to passage 5. Then answer questions 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Good evening and welcome to one and all. I'm Suresh and with me is Janet. Before we give our live commentary of the finals of the Singapore Grand Prix, which will start in an hour's time, Janet and I will give you some facts and figures about a well-known motorcar race, the Singapore Grand Prix.
Yes, Suresh. We are ready with some interesting information about the Singapore Grand Prix for our listeners.
The Singapore Grand Prix was first held at the Marina Bay Street Circuit in 2008, and the 2008 race was unique because
That was the year when the motorcar race was held for the first time at night.
That's right, Janet. The drivers of the very fast racing cars have to drive round a circuit that is slightly more than 5 kilometers. This circuit is known as the Marina Bay Street Circuit. This circuit is said to be very challenging for the drivers because of the bumpy street surface and humid weather condition here in Singapore. Drivers have to turn 23 corners along this circuit, which are actually roads used by our cars and buses on a normal day.
The race drivers have to drive round the circuit 61 times to complete the race. This would cover a distance of almost 309 kilometers.
Going round that many times round the circuit at great speed would make my head spin.
Haha. Well, these drivers are all trained to do that.
I'm sure they are. From where we are, we could see the Singapore flyer. the huge Ferris wheel at the Marina Bay area.
Absolutely. A fantastic sight we have from where we are. We will now go for a commercial break and we'll be with you soon with more information about the Singapore Grand Prix.
Yes, stay tuned.
Question 9. Who are Suresh and Janet? Question 10. The 2008 Singapore Grand Prix was unique because it was... Question 11. The drivers must drive their cars round the circuit dash times to complete the race. Question 12. Based on the recording, which of the following is true?
Listen to passage 6. Then answer questions 13, 14, 15, and 16. Siew Kim was always talking about being a speaker. She talked about becoming a well-known speaker one day. She became so engrossed in her desire that she wanted people to see her as an accomplished speaker, even though she has not done anything. Besides talking, she did not do much to develop her speaking skills. She did not even make any attempts to give a speech and missed chances to speak in front of an audience. Knowing Siew Kim's desire, her father started talking to her about her idea of becoming a speaker. He said, "Siew Kim, I know you want to be a great speaker one day. You have been talking a lot about it. What steps have you taken to make your wish come true?" Siew Kim replied, "I have been passionate about it and talking about it all the time." Siew Kim, you have to understand that the plans you have in mind are of no use. It's only what you do will bring you the recognition and respect. What you achieve through your action will be important and be remembered. Simply talking about what you want to do will not get you anywhere. If you want others to think of you as an excellent speaker, then you must start acting now. Her father's advice made Siew Kim think. She realized what her father's words meant. She thought, I can never be a well-known speaker if I do not practice. With a change in her mind, she stopped talking about her ambitions to others and started practicing hard. She grabbed any opportunity to speak in front of her class. Then she had the chance to speak at her school assembly. She was asked to be master of ceremony of her school cultural show. What she was most happy about was to represent her school in a national debate. At that event, she received the Best Speaker Award. After that, her schoolmates began to call her the debater. She was very happy and grateful to her father for his advice. Her father simply said, Siew Kim, don't ever forget that action speaks louder than words.
Question 13. Siew Kim always talked about Question 14. Seokim's father told her that Question 15. What did Seokim realize after her father had spoken to her? Question 16. Which one of the following is correct based on what you have heard? Listen to passage 7. Then answer questions 17, 18, 19, and 20. A hunter went into a forest and laid a trap for a deer that would become his meal. While waiting for the animal to be caught in his trap, he went hiding behind a huge tree and waited for his trap to do the work it was set to do. After a long while, he fell asleep under the nice, cool shade of the tree. When he woke up, he saw that the deer was caught in his trap, but all he saw were bones of the deer. It seems someone had eaten his deer. During the next few trips to trap a deer, the same thing happened. The hunter then decided that he must not fall asleep on his next trip, as he wanted to catch the thief who has been eating his deer. On the next trip, he tried all he could to stay vigilant even though he felt drowsy. He was about to nod off when a sound among the bushes woke him up. He saw a deer caught in his trap. The next moment, a genie appeared suddenly out of thin air. It looked like a man, but instead of 2 legs, it had a body that ended in a long tail. The hunter quickly ran and grabbed hold of his tail so tightly that the genie screamed in pain, pleading with the hunter to let it go. The hunter refused. Unable to bear the pain, the genie said, "I will grant you anything you want if you let me go." The hunter thought it was a good deal. He wondered what he should ask for. He decided that he wanted to be the strongest man in his village, because the villagers would select the strongest man among them to be their chief. If he became the chief, the whole village will be under his control, and villagers would have to provide him with whatever he wants, and he can be rich. So he told the genie what he wanted, and it was immediately granted. As he was still holding on to the genie, his hold became even tighter, and the genie felt an excruciating pain. The genie screamed so loudly that it felt like an earthquake. The hunter freed the genie and started walking back to his village like a king.
Question 17. The hunter went into a forest too. Question 18. Which one of the following statements best describes the genie? Question 19. The deal that the hunter liked was that the Question 20. Why did the hunter walk back to his village like a king?